Generation 4 was kind of forgettable. At least the Sinnoh games were, which is why I'm doing my Platinum Nuzlocke. I really don't remember much about Sinnoh. But I do remember the creatures, because this generation was fantastic. I already know I'm going to have a lot more options for this video than for the worst of Gen 4. The design's built on the good parts of Generation 3 with many solid, well-rounded concepts that were pulled off really well, and ignored the bad ones. The closest thing to a robot we got was Bronzong, and it may not look natural, but it doesn't really look like a robot either. Anyway, let's get to it and talk about some of the best creature designs of Generation 4. You may remember that in my video on the best designs of Generation 1, I mentioned the 3 starters as the basis of what a Pokemon is. And no Pokemon follow and improve on their example better than the Sinnoh starters. Turtwig, Chimchar, and Piplup are all adorable, and Torterra, Infernape, and Empoleon all look like the powerful, menacing creatures that you expect a final stage to be. I also love how they progress from a simple tortoise, monkey, and penguin into the world turtle, the monkey king, and the literal emperor penguin. They're like the pinnacle of each animal. There's another family that's designed in very much the same vein. The adorable Shinx, Luxio with its pubescent facial hair, and the punk rockin' Luxray. Luxray isn't quite the pinnacle of Link's hood, but it does have the X-ray vision, which is an ability attributed to Lynx by some traditional mythologies of Europe. It might as well just be another set of starters, at least design-wise. One of the most frustrating Pokemon to acquire in Gen 4 is also one of the best designed. Only female Combi evolve into Vespiquen, but only 1 in 8 Combi are female, so they're not easy to come by. This gender ratio isn't exactly accurate, Loxton has a whole video about that, but it's a good way to approximate the idea that most bees are workers and there's only one queen. On top of that, Combi is utterly adorable, and Vespiquen could hardly look more regal. Combining bee and hive design was another good idea. Vespiquen's babies live in the honeycomb sections of its dress, and then they assemble into the honeycomb armor of Combi's. I'm not sure why Combi is a trio, but I find it refreshing that we have a 3-part Pokemon merging to evolve instead of 3 individuals coming together. But probably the biggest feature of Gen 4 was the new evolutions to existing Pokemon. Like in Gen 2, these new evolutions give new life to some middling designs, and many of them look amazing. Electafire, I think, is especially successful. Electabuzz was not bad to begin with, but it's really just an electric monster with no real special details about it except for the horns that look like Tesla coils. Elekid was mostly a minified Electabuzz, but its horns look like a power plug, and it has these large forearms that just make it look like a real bruiser. Electafire takes from both of these designs and adds even more. It has the horns from Electabuzz and the forearms from Elekid. It also has these live wire tails and a pattern on its back that looks like a socket. This kind of detail I think can make or break a design, and in Electivire's case, it definitely works out. 2 other evolutions that really improved on existing designs were Mismagius and Roserade. Misdreavus and Roselia both look pretty good already, but honestly, neither of them really looks like a fully evolved Pokemon. Misdreavus is both a little elegant and a little creepy. Mismagius pushes both of those qualities way up. This flowy Ghost Witch is definitely one of my favorite designs of Gen 4. Roselia, on the other hand, doesn't really have too much to make it stand out. It's really just a sentient rose. But Roserade brings in the perfect element to make Roselia great. Zorro. Well, maybe Roserade is a bit too colorful for Zorro, but it does have the mask, the cape, and of course, the rose. Now this looks like a real vigilante. But I think the best designed new evolution is one that personally actually looks pretty ugly. Porygon Z fits the Porygon family concept so well. Porygon, version 1.0, is a virtual reality Pokemon designed to be able to explore any environment. But the technology is a bit old, so it's not that strong, and its polycount is laughable. Porygon 2 is a significant upgrade. Its stats are good enough that it's still used competitively to this day, its graphics are much smoother, and its program is more robust too, including self-learning AI. Porygon Z is an attempt at improving on Porygon 2. It's unclear whether this was sanctioned by Sylph, which makes me think that it's an unofficial mod by the programming community. I love how Porygon Z has all the same parts as Porygon 2, but in a different arrangement. You take Porygon 2, reposition the legs and the tail, and flip the head, and you've got Porygon Z. And while it does have better speed and special attack, it's got some bugs and doesn't move very smoothly. That's why it's called the dubious disc. Just goes to show you that no matter how good you make a program or a Pokemon, someone will always find a way to tinker with it further. Thank you so much for watching this episode of my Pokemon creature design review. Let me know in the comments below what you agree or disagree with, or if you think I missed anything. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and share it with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more Pokemon content every week. I'm Umbreon Libris, and I'll see you in the next chapter. I love how they progress from a simple tortoise, monkey, and penguin. Tortoise, turtle.
See, this is why our subscriber count isn't higher.